my grandfather, James, brought me out into the Lahip and was trapping and out to his cabin and stuff like that. And in the wintertime, I remember quite vividly my first moose. I was 7 years old, and my grandfather showed me how to shoot a moose. And he helped me shoot my first moose. That was a memory that I'll never ever forget. And the seasons are quite something, because in the wintertime we hunt moose and other animals for our food. In the summer we fish and preserve them, and then we pick berries and all of that, right? There's a season for rabbit season, grouse season, all of those, right? So every season has a meaning, and we know exactly what to do during that season, right? So it's quite comprehensive. But if you grew up on the land, you know exactly what to do when that season comes, right? So that's one of the things I remember before I went to residential school. So my grandmother had my grandfather build a smokehouse right down by her fishing ground, so we didn't have to carry it, because when we carried the fish, it was up a steep hill. And our grandmother seen that it was too much work, so she had our grandfather bring lumber down and actually build a smokehouse right on the fishing ground, and we just went there and just camped right out there every time it was fishing season. She smoked and did all the preserving and everything there. So one of the most important things I remember before I got sent to residential school is that my grandfather taught me that you have to have utmost respect for all living things, and that's the trees, the animal, the birds, the fish, and everything, the water, right? That's one of the key things that I remember. And never be afraid. I remember one time we're out on my Lahip, and we're coming home with a bunch of fur, and then on our way home we ran into a grizzly's territory, and the grizzly was there. My yet got me up at a nice big size spruce, and told me to go near the top, tie a rope around and the biggest limb, and make a bed up there and stuff like that, and just to stay there until he came back with his sons, my dad and my uncles, so they could scare the big grizzly away, not shoot him, but to scare him away. So because my grandfather told me, you don't kill anything unless you want to make use of it. And he told me, he says, don't be afraid. He says, I'm going to leave, but I'm coming back for you. He says, that I can guarantee you, he told me. He says, and don't bother the grizzly, because he's not going to bother you while you're up there. He says, but he'll kind of try and follow me, because we're in his territory. So all he's doing is protecting his territory. If you don't bother him, he's not going to bother you. But he's not going to leave you because you're up there, right? Because he thinks you're gonna damage or hurt his territory or hurt him. So we'll have to come back and scare him away. So that's what they did. I was up there for a day and a half, something like that. So and it was nightfall and everything, and tied myself tight to the branch and everything, and so it was quite a scary ordeal, but I made it through because I trusted my grandfather with my life, right? He gave me food before I went up, right? So it was good enough, and giving me enough food for a couple of days, so hooks and stuff like that. So it was pretty good. Told me if you need a bathroom, just do it up there. He said, and you're gonna fall down anyway. So yeah.